On the morning of Monday, August 8, 2005, employees of the Central Bank of Brazil in the city of Fortaleza prepared to begin a new week. Everything seemed normal, until the moment they opened the vault. Suddenly, everyone froze in shock. The room that was supposed to contain hundreds of millions of reais was almost empty. There were no broken doors, no alarms, no signs of a traditional break-in, not even a single gunshot. Just a small hole in the floor, leading into a dark tunnel. This was the beginning of what would soon be called the heist of the century. But to truly understand this story, we need to go back to the months before that shocking discovery. In a quiet neighborhood, a group of men rented a small warehouse. They put up a sign that said they were a new landscaping company selling artificial grass. To neighbors, it looked like a simple business. Trucks came and went, workers seemed busy, it was all ordinary. But behind those walls, something extraordinary was happening. The mastermind of the operation was a man named Luis Fernando Ribeiro, known to Brazilian police for his past crimes. But this time he was aiming higher than ever before. He gathered around him a diverse team: professional thieves, construction workers, an electrician, and even experienced diggers who knew how to work underground. In total, more than 25 people were involved, each with a specific role. The target? The Central Bank of Brazil in Fortaleza. The mission? To reach the vault, bypassing all security systems. The method? A tunnel. For 3 months, the team worked mostly at night. The tunnel stretched 78 meters long, almost the length of a soccer field, and about 4 meters deep. It wasn't just a crude hole in the ground, it was an engineering project. They installed electric lighting, ventilation pipes, and strong wooden supports to prevent collapse. Later, experts would say the tunnel could only have been built by professionals with serious technical knowledge. Every day they hauled away tons of soil in small trucks, hiding it under bags of artificial grass. Neighbors thought it was just part of the company's work. Nobody ever suspected that those trucks were carrying away the remains of an underground passage leading to the heart of a bank. Then came the night of August 6th. The bank was closed for the weekend. The city was quiet. One by one, the men crawled through the long, dark tunnel. After hours underground, they reached the floor beneath the vault. With specialized tools, they began cutting through the reinforced concrete. It was dangerous. Any mistake could have caused a collapse, but eventually they succeeded. When they opened the hole and slipped inside, they found themselves in the vault of the Central Bank of Brazil, face to face with the dream of every thief: stacks of money, untouched and untraceable. The bills were brand new, not even catalogued yet, which made them impossible to track. The total amount was staggering: 160 million reais, equal to about 72 million US dollars at the time. But there was a new problem: the weight. The money weighed more than 3.5 tons. Imagine carrying heavy bags of cash, one after another, through a narrow tunnel in the middle of the night. It was exhausting, but they didn't stop. Hour after hour, they moved the bags from the vault, through the tunnel, and into their trucks waiting at the warehouse. By dawn, they were gone, vanished into thin air, leaving behind nothing but a hole in the ground. When the theft was discovered, it was immediately labeled one of the largest bank robberies in Brazilian history, and one of the most extraordinary in the world. The media dubbed it the heist of the century. Police were stunned. No weapons, no alarms, no bloodshed, just intelligence, patience, and precision. The federal police launched a massive investigation. They found the tunnel, they found the warehouse, and they found tools left behind. But the gang had disappeared. Over the following months, several suspects were caught. Among them was Marcos Silva, one of the diggers, and Ivan Pereira, who had rented some of the trucks. Eventually, even mastermind Luis Fernando Ribeiro was arrested. Yet despite interrogations, he never revealed where the money was hidden. In the end, less than 30% of the stolen fortune was recovered. More than 70%, tens of millions of dollars, was never found. Some believe the cash was smuggled abroad, while others are convinced it remains buried somewhere in Brazil, waiting to be discovered. But the heist did not bring happiness to those involved. Instead, it brought tragedy. Some members of the gang were kidnapped and murdered by rival criminals who wanted a share of the loot. One man was found dead after refusing to hand over his portion. Others lived as fugitives for years, constantly on the run, until they were eventually captured. The trials were long, and sentences were heavy. Many of the men received decades in prison. But even as they served their time, the mystery of the missing millions lingered. Neither the courts nor the police ever revealed the full truth of where the money went. Today, more than 15 years later, the central bank heist in Fortaleza remains a symbol of organized crime at its most daring. No bullets fired, no guards harmed. Just a tunnel, a plan. And yet, the great unanswered question remains. Where did the money go? Is it buried in some forgotten place, hidden away beneath the Brazilian soil? Is someone, somewhere, still living quietly off that fortune? Or was it all lost, scattered, and gone forever? The central bank heist of 2005 will forever stand as one of the most fascinating stories of crime in modern history. A story of genius and ambition, betrayal and tragedy, and a mystery that may never, ever be solved.